Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday, June 22nd. I'm Heather here in Trading Rebels, and I'm going to go over the charts here a little bit and give you it's a pretty abbreviated watch list or ideas, and then a few just to keep on watch. But we're going to go ahead and get started here. Let's take a look at the SPY. So yesterday we came in after Friday's pretty big dip here below the 50 and this longer term trend line we had in here below the 50, and we pushed right back up. So that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see the push, and the volume was okay. It wasn't meager, wasn't overly excited, but now today's the day. Do we get the follow through? Technically looking at it using the 50 and then having these moving averages, so there's the 3 and the 8 and the 20 all very close here. That looks good as we start out the day. But really what matters is the end of the day, and then when we flip over here to the weekly charts, this kind of smooths everything out, right? So you can see we use the 20 moving area period quite a bit, which means there's more room to come back down to the 20, or we can just continue up. Right now the weekly candle looks okay. If we continue this surge throughout the week, we could end up with a bullish engulfing candle, but I'm not going to predict any of that right now. What we want to see is simply that our, wait, let me go back to the daily real quick. What we want to see is the continued move here. So this is the SPY. This doesn't have today's price action on it. This is from yesterday. You can see here the 50, we moved up. We're resting at the 20, and we'll watch for the follow through. Now on this daily candle, it looks like we have some, just a little bit above average volume, but overall, it's nothing terrible. I mean, I think it's actually good that we came in and did this, and we came in and we moved up, and we did it with some good volume. But the one thing at the end of the day, each day, what we do in the room is we look and see what's really moving, what has that extra volume. And I came up with one name, only one name out of all of the stocks that fit my criteria. So it has to be over $10, has to, have traded over 2 million. Well, taking that out, it wouldn't have mattered. But just over $10 is really the big one here. This is the only one that came up on that scan, and that's really weird given that we moved up so much yesterday. Even the meme stocks really didn't perform like we were used to seeing. So I think that there's still a lot of caution as we move forward to see what the rest of the week is going to look like. Now we do have the administration is meeting with Congress regarding an infrastructure plan, so that may move some certain sectors. So keep an eye out for that news. Last week was just filled with a lot of news. We had FOMC and quad witching. So we're moving out of that more volatile period and maybe more into something that we can work with. So that being said, remember, follow through, follow through, follow through. Remember, we want these charts to prove themselves to us, not the other way around. So let's go ahead and hop into a few. We did see this one yesterday afternoon, really liked it. We had some good volume, came up over normal volume, headed toward this trend line, broke out of the resistance, the volume resistance that kept us in this channel, and breaking up to the upside. So I like the look of Fubo here, and I'm watching the 820, so the August 2035s on that one. Another one we had our eye on yesterday, Apple. All right, so Apple finally came out of some of this noise, but this chart's still struggling. So here's kind of, I feel like you get in this and then just kind of get caught. So here's a nice trend line. I like this upper trend line. We're looking for a move above that. We're still going to run into some more resistance up here, right across the top. I know that I have so many lines on this chart. Makes it look very messy to everybody, doesn't it? Let's get some of those out. Okay, so you can see this spike here in volume. So up here at 134, we could hit some volume, but right now I'm going to watch the 820, 135. If we move above this trend line, I would be very quick to cut it if we start to fall back down. Apple has a hard time. It's just so fickle. Let's just put it that way. It's very, very fickle. All right, Docu. This one we watched last week several times as it moved up, took a break, moved up, took a break right through the trend line. This was on the watch list, and this is what happened that day, all the way up. Now we've taken our break, closed higher than our the low that we, or higher than the open that we put in yesterday, and that's what I'm watching or looking for, is now a break to the top side of yesterday's close. In DOCU, I like the 822.80s. And I think it was Worley who talked about Twitter yesterday, asked me to take a look at it. Or no, I'm sorry, it was Sean. Asked me to take a look at Twitter. So this was something that we had been in, and I cut it last week. But this moved back up into what is, kind of a less volume resistance area. Now, I think this is a new trade setup coming in over yesterday's high. There's lots of room or not lots of room, but there's good room here, $3 to fill the gap. So we like that, and I actually like this all the way on up to about 66.40. So I'm going to be watching Twitter again, the 820 62.50s. Now, I thought this was really cool. When I was talking to Sean yesterday, he's like, okay, I'm break even on my old ones. What do I do about it? Should I hold it? And of course, I can't tell you what to do. But my suggestion was, you know what, you're at break even. You can come back in. You can always come back into a play. And we didn't know if we'd get any follow through today because we've had so little follow through on the overall markets. I said that I probably would have gone ahead and taken it at break even and then come back into it today. If our markets have been performing a bit better, a bit more consistently, I would have been more likely to hang on to it. So we've got to kind of look at what's happening around us to make those decisions. So, certain times of the market, you're like, a couple of years ago, you just throw it in and, it's red today, don't worry, it'll be green tomorrow. And that kind of was the way it worked, But we can't be rewarded for bad behavior. We really have to look at it and say, okay, the market isn't necessarily following through. We haven't. We've had a lot of struggles. The sector rotation in and out of tech, communication services, all of those things has been so rapid. Let's protect our capital because we can always take and redeploy that capital into a trade. And that was my suggestion here on Twitter. And today it is up just a little bit at 62.10. Like the look of this. I think it's looking to make a little move here. Okay, and then a couple stocks that I didn't set up. Adobe. Didn't really find any that I really liked, any options that I really liked that had enough volume. So I'll keep an eye on this today. But beautiful inside day yesterday after huge volume. So they had their earnings then. We had a huge volume day. Really good volume here yesterday as well. So look for a move through yesterday's close. Boeing was another one that we picked up on yesterday. A nice move off the 50. To me, this needs to clear the 20. There's nice room between the 20 and that point of control. We watched as Roku made this really nice move, did close above the short-term trend line that we drew in. So now we want to look for follow-through. 3 days of really good action here with some good volume. I think this might be more of a day trade for me right now until it takes a little break, and then we can get, needs a little rest, and then we can take another move on. I like the look in Chewy. If we can get above the 200, so take a look at Chewy. That one maybe for the next few days. And Snow was on our list yesterday. Keep that one on there. And then, of course, Generac, looking for this to take a little break. Look at this, just nice move on. Had this bullish gap, kept going, watching for this one now to take a break give us a new setup. But I like the look in Generac, and it had some calls that went through on it yesterday, so we'll keep an eye on that. All right, that is my list for. Oh wait, we have to do a meme one. So I'm looking at Wish today. Wish is the meme stock of the day that I'm choosing. It did really well yesterday, so now we're looking for that excitement here, probably very early. Here's the thing. Yesterday, it paid out very early. It paid out early and then kind of just sat there. Our markets yesterday made their big move early and then just sat there. So if you get the play, maybe be very cautious if you go back to the well too many times. That well might run dry. be very diligent with your stops and with your sells. So make sure that you have that really good plan. Let's say it moves up to where you want to sell and you feel like it's going to keep going. Everything says it's going, still has volume. Put a trailing stop in, or put in a stop so that you can capitalize on all of that profit. Okay, everyone, that is it for me today. I will probably not be on the mic as much because I'm losing my voice. Again, I know everybody's probably really happy about that, but nonetheless, I'll be right here all day. It's Tuesday. It's Giving Tuesday, and we're going to make our donation today, so watch for that information to go out over email and by on our Twitter page. Okay, everyone, I hope you have a great day.